Yorkoso. You might be wondering why you're staring at a blank screen right now. Well, this game deserves the introduction it has. Now that's a fanfare, and one well deserved, because we are playing Donkey Kong Country 2 Diddy's Kong Quest. Welcome to my new series, with your host Dairakku, as we explore one of the pinnacles of the Super Nintendo, and one of the pinnacles of 2D platformers. This game is undoubtedly one of my favourites. There are others that come ahead of it, but this is definitely, I would say, yes, definitely within my top 10. So, why this game? Well, I figured it was about time. And this is such a classic that there's absolutely no way to... I don't think I could probably give this game the justice it anywhere near deserves, but I'm going to give it a go. And I'll just change that over to stereo for some reason. I don't know why it was in mono format. Anyway. So, as you can see, I have completed the game, so I'm going to try and do that yet again. So let's jump straight in, but before I do, you will notice the treasure map here. That is Kong Island from the first Donkey Kong Country on the left, and on the right there, that is Kremling Island, with the treasure at the very top. Now, DKC2 has the options of these here, but of course if you just keep pressing down, you do get to cheat mode. But I'm not going to play it in cheat mode. I'm not going to do the music testing on this just yet. Well, I mean, shouldn't do that on a video anyway. But the soundtrack for this game is legendary. So without any further ado, let us begin our adventure. So we start on the first level, which is Gangplank Galleon, which, for those who have played Donkey Kong Country 1, you might recognise as where the final battle takes place. Well, after that happened, it kind of came into shore, and best place to start, really, is in somewhere somewhat familiar, but it's a very big ship. So we won't have much in the way of the cannonball battles. And you can see Kong Island in the background there. So, let us begin. Now, one of the hallmarks of these Donkey Kong Country games is the fact that it is in 3D despite being a 2D platformer. All of these sprites, all of the backgrounds, they're all pre-rendered images turned into sprites and layers. And basically, Donkey Kong Country and the subsequent games basically set this up as, really, the Super Nintendo's blast processing. And here's our story. So Captain K. Rool, who is King K. Rool, as you can see from the picture in the background there, is kidnapped Donkey Kong, and he basically wants Kong's banana hoard as ransom. And balloons are lives in this game. So, it's basically up to Diddy to venture to the island, but Diddy is not alone, and now that I've got those bananas, I can't do one particular cheat, if you know what it is. I'm not going to spoil the game. But attacking is fairly straightforward. You can jump on things, you can cartwheel into things. So, for those who're familiar with Diddy Kong from Smash Brothers, yeah, a lot of his things, other than the pistol and the jetpack, came from this game. But who have we got in here? Why, it's Diddy's girlfriend Dixie. Now, the difference between these two characters is that Diddy Kong is faster, while Dixie Kong, and you just change characters by pressing select, basically uses her ponytail. And she can use her ponytail in a Bubsy-esque glide, which is why I suppose I kind of like this game, because one of the things about this game is that if Bubsy taught me how to platform, this game basically tempered and refined me. Now you can pick up your friend by pressing the A button. You can throw your friend by pressing the Y button. But they don't like it if you throw them into nothing. And you can also throw upwards and find secrets. Like that. And there we go. We have one banana coin. One lone banana coin. Banana coins are the currency of this game. But there's another sort of coin we will come to later. That's, I dare say, even more important. And you can multiple attack like that. And in traditional Donkey Kong Country fashion, you've got your Kong letters. Get all 4 KONGs to get an extra life. And the game basically, on this level, teaches you how to do all the stuff. But not necessarily all of it. That's where would be the fun of that. This game is, like I said, one of the absolute pinnacles of platforming on the Super Nintendo, and those guys become very annoying and very dangerous later on. So let's get rid of you. We'll come back for that in a moment. There's something down here I want. A bonus level. Now, we have to find the token. What is the token? The token is a Krem coin. Now, before I go up there, I know there's a banana coin there. As you can tell, I've kind of played this game a bit. And possibly the easiest bonus level ever. So now we have one Krem coin. But what are the Krem coins for? Well, that will be revealed sometime in the future. And just like its predecessor, first level we get Rambi the Rhino. Now, for those who aren't familiar with the Donkey Kong Country franchise or have played any of these games, Rambi is basically one of the Yoshis that you can get in this game. But unlike Yoshi, he can charge and have an absolute killing spree. And also break into bonus levels. And this one, have to kill everything. And for those who have played Donkey Kong 64, there's a little bit of familiarity with the bonus levels here. But I suppose one of the things I should talk about is the fact that why am I playing DKC 2 rather than the original? Why start with the sequel? And there's our first life for getting 100 bananas. And DK coins, there's one in every level. Now, the thing with it, I suppose, is that, well, one, the most obvious, and there's another life. Donkey Kong Country was really what's the term? A tech demo. Because Rare, back in the first half of the 90s, was starting to play around with 3D graphics programs, particularly what would become Maya. I believe its name was Alias. And they would, they basically said, hey, yeah, we're developing this game. We're developing, it was 3D things, and, we can put it on 16-bit platforms, and, what do you think, Nintendo? And Nintendo said, sign me up and we'll buy 49% of your company. So, it really became, a tech demo of what, the Super Nintendo really could put out. Because, yeah, this is a Super Nintendo. This is a 16-bit system. Admittedly, the other 16 bits are in the cartridge to make it the full 32. But it's still a technical achievement. Now, one of the things about the original is that it didn't even have these little end-of-level markers. You didn't know you reached the end of a level. Basically, you just had to trust. And when you finish the end of a level, you have to jump onto the target with enough force to get the barrel to go up to get the prize that appears at that time. Which is why I was waiting there. In the original, you just sort of went out and then, oh, we're back in the overworld again. So it didn't give you a sort of a reward or a feeling of closure when you finished your level. It was just like suddenly, oh, we're out of the real world. There was a lot of things that this game, that the sequel took from the original, which was a proof of concept, really, above everything else, and then proved that such a thing could really be a viable game. I mean, okay, sure, this level didn't... This game didn't get as many as the predecessor, and yes, you can pick up the ants. They work like Koopa shells, so if you aren't quick, they do respawn after a while. So, anyway, Donkey Kong Country sort of being the proof of concept. This game is really what Donkey Kong Country could have been, but call the first game their practice attempt. Because this game has basically received so much critical acclaim. It is legendary. It's actually the 6th most sold game on the Super Nintendo, as it turns out. But the most sold game that didn't actually get included with the Super Nintendo. And we end up just at the top of where these guys were just before. And we've just lost that barrel, but I don't think it's really that necessary. It was just to get rid of those rats there. So now that we're in the sales level, the soundtrack for this game really starts to shine. With the sort of sea shanty-esque thing. Now, if one character gets hit, they basically act as a life bar. And you just grab them from the next available DK barrel. Now, I could take a shortcut, and I think I will take a shortcut. No, that's right, I can't actually grab onto vertical things like that. And of course, we have these guys who like to climb and get in your way. You'll see a lot of them this level. But in typical, I guess, Nintendo fashion, each level sort of introduces a concept that then becomes more developed as you go through the level. So the one for this one is sliding guys and ants. And just to teach you about the different enemy types. And encourage you to explore. Such as here. There I can just jump down, find another banana coin. So this game has its little secrets like that, and all of them are rewarding. Now that's a continue marker, so if I die, that's where I'll come back to. And I'll just go across the top here. And one of the things about this game is that lone bananas are always suspicious. And there's a lot of lives already. So we started, I think, with 5, and now we're up to 13. So we're doing pretty well. Now I'm going to wait for this guy. And totally miss. But fortunately, I've got these bananas down here I can play with. So things are still somewhat forgiving. Of course, the Kremlings are the bad guys. Crocodilians of some description. Now, cannonballs. That's another mechanic in this game. Now, you have to remember with the original that it wasn't really that developed. A lot of concepts that we take for granted for the Donkey Kong Country franchise actually came out of this one. And the thing with cannonballs is that you take him to a cannon, it flashes green, and launches you into a bonus stage. And another destroy them all. Now, if I can get this just right, which I can't at the moment, so I'm going to have to just do this. This is one way of doing it, if a little bit slow. Oh, there we go. Now, I don't think there's anything up here of note. No, it's just another barrel I could have used. I think the barrel would have been the better choice, because it just keeps going through enemies, whereas the crates get destroyed on the first hit. Now, we've got to make our way up to there. But before I do, I'm going to get this G. Wait for this guy to come back down. I forget what they're called. Kling, I think is their name. So, all of the puns are in this game. So pretty much all the enemies begin with K. And yet another bonus level. The other sword, which is collect every single star. And with these ropes, it's faster to be on 2 than it is on 1. Now, I mean, I could jump down and just grab them all, but I don't trust that I'll grab the rope before I fall off the bottom of the world. So we'll just grab them all nice and carefully. Yeah, there we go. Yet another Krem coin. And this puts us in this nice little bonus area up here with another DK coin. But before I go down there and go for the end thing, so it's pretty much usually life, banana bunches, or a banana coin. I think I'm going to go for the life. There we go. Dixie has the advantage from the fact that she can just glide down. Diddy's good for speed, but Dixie just, I don't know, she's got that Bubsy-esque glide, which just makes her more useful overall. Now, just like the original, we have Kremling Kong in the Monkey Museum. And Kremling Kong is the original Donkey Kong, according to the lore of the DKC universe. Come and say hello to your old grandpuppy Cranky. I'm back by popular demand to offer you my wealth of game-playing wisdom for this unnecessary sequel. Yes. Try all you like, this game will never be as good as DKC, which was rubbish anyway. Yeah. Very, fourth wall. Back so soon I thought you'd complete at least another level before you came crying to me. So really, what Cranky's purpose is, other than complain about, team up. When I played it was on my own, I had no such fancy backup. Here's a fraction of my viewer knowledge, and basically he gives you, hints. So, anyway, don't be surprised if I'm gone next time. I'll be in a real game. So yeah, he reckons, yeah, he's just amazing. Anyway, let us continue on to Gangplank Galley. And we get our springboard enemies now. And a bonus straight off the bat. Another find the token. There's pretty much only 3 swords here. Our red zingers are invincible. There we go. Sometimes, I mean, it varies in that one where it could be. Now, the more astute of you will probably have realised there's a hook up there. And that's where I'm aiming for. There we go. That surely must hurt Dixie's hair. But there we go. Another DK coin. Really, it's... in this game, the only purpose it serves is pretty much bragging rights. DKC 3, they started to serve a purpose, but... the sequel isn't as good as DKC 3, and that is our first death. And a very clumsy one at that. So yeah, the original is, was sort of the tech demo. Number 2 is the best of the series, and number 3, well, number 3 introduced more concepts, but kind of in a way it became bloated by those concepts. And even though it had the whole adventure feel to it, and I mean this definitely has the adventure feel to it, it was kind of more contrived. And to progress in the game, it basically gave you a lot of really almost sort of arbitrary brick walls you had to go over. Whereas this one is basically, get to the end of each level, kill the boss at the end of each world, and then there's... but I might have spoken too soon about that. Oh, I haven't got rid of that treasure chest. I think I have. Oh no, there it is. That's what I wanted. And yes, the sun is disappearing lower and lower in the background there. Now, I don't think there is a... no, there isn't a bonus up there. It was just the O. Ouch. I hate those guys. They're very hard to predict. At least I find them to be. Oh well, Dixie's the more useful. And unfortunately takes a little bit longer to throw than I remember. I keep forgetting that. Oh! Almost ran straight into that guy. So hooray! 2 deaths. This is actually 3 deaths. This is very ignominious, if that's the word. I am so out of practice. Yes, Dixie is slow. She's basically the Donkey Kong replacement because Donkey Kong's been kidnapped. But, that was an absolute waste. See, I hate those guys. They're just hard to predict. Now, I'll just ignore... Oh, I won't ignore him. Okay, let's stay up in the air where it's a bit safer. There we go. Oh, at least Diddy Kong wasn't too far away. Let's get one of our lives back if we can. Respawning enemy. Come on, respawning enemy. There we go. Oh, what? Okay, we'll do it that way. Bit cheeky, but anyway. If it works, it works. Now, let's not try and go that way and kill everything. There we go. Right, now we've reached the safe way marker. Now these guys you have to get with the barrels. If you just jump into them, they become enraged and very quick. Now somewhere down here is a bonus level in one of those holes. So, even though if I jump into them, they'll become enraged, what I can do is just throw the other character into them. And it works like a de facto barrel. Alright, we get some invincibility. That'll get us up here. And into this bonus level. Though I could have got up there just by throwing the other character at him. Alright, find the token. Oh yes, this one. We have to jump up and up. Using the hooks. There we go. So, yes, being level 1, everything's just a fraction easy. And thank you, game, for that timing. That was really handy. Now, of course, we get the same thing again. And I think I'm going to grab a life this time, as usual. And whereas Dixie uses her guitar to play a little shred, well, I'll have to show Diddy at some point. Now, Kong College, this is Wrinkly Kong, who's Cranky Kong's wife. Hello, dearies, I'm Mrs. Wrinkly Kong, headmistress here at Kong College. I'm available to teach courses on how to play this game, or you can just pop in when you want to save your little old game. Now then, how can I help you? She is the complete opposite to, Cranky Kong, because she's actually, friendly and nice. Whereas in, Donkey Kong 64, after she died, she became creepy, but anyway. Slight spoilers. Well, so the first time we save, it's free, but subsequent saves are going to take 2 banana coins. So you can save the game if you have 2 banana coins. So that's why they're important. Anyway, let us continue in the next episode into Lockjaw's Locker. So that's where I'm going to leave you for now, folks. So thank you very much for watching. Until next Friday when you see more Donkey Kong Country 2. Otsukare-sama.